Interesting question which has been taken from previous test papers. Which pair of points lie on the same side of 3x minus 8y minus 7 equals to 0? So that is the equation of a line given to you. We need to figure out which one of these lie on the same side. So the idea here is, once we substitute these values, if we get both as positive or both as negative, then they are on the same side, otherwise not. So let's test our values. So with 0 minus 1, substituting here, we get 3 times 0 plus, I wrote plus, well anyway, minus 8 times minus 1 minus 7 equals to what? So that gives you 0 plus 8 minus 7. That gives you plus 1, which is greater than 0, correct? Now let's substitute 0, 0. So if I substitute 0, 0, I get 0 minus 7. Right, which is equal to minus 7, which is less than 0. So definitely this is not on the same side, correct? So this pair is opposite ends, correct? Let's check the next one here, which is 4 minus 3. So if I substitute 4 here, I get 3 times 4 minus 8 times minus 3 minus 7 equals to what? Well, it is 12 plus, this is a big number, 24 minus 7. So definitely this is greater than 0, right? The other value is 0 and 1. So if I substitute 0 here, we get 0 and minus 8 times 1 minus 7. So that gives you minus 8 and minus 7. Definitely this is negative, less than 0. So this is also not working for us, correct? Let's substitute the third point, which is minus 3 minus 4 here. So we get 3 times minus 3 minus 8 times minus 4 minus 7. So that is negative. 3 times 3 is 9, and that is plus 8 times 4, 32 minus 7. So 7 and 9 gives you a value of 15. So this value is definitely greater than 0. Let's now substitute 1 and 2 to figure out what this is. So 3 times 1 minus 8 times 2 minus 7 gives you 3. 8 times 2 is minus 16 and minus 7. Well, this value is less than 0. So that is also opposite ends. Now let's check the last value, minus 1 minus 1. So 3 times minus 1 minus 8 times minus 1. And then we get minus 7, which is minus 3 plus 8 minus 7. So minus 10 plus, so this is minus 2, which is less than 0. Now let's substitute 3 and 7 in it. So when I substitute 3 and 7, what do I get? Okay, so we get 3 times 3 is 9, this is 56 negative, and that is negative 7. So this definitely is negative, right, less than 7. So clearly both are negative, right? So both negative, right? So that means on the same side, of the line. Is that clear to you? So that is how we are going to answer this question, and we get D as the correct option. Does make sense, right? So that's how we are going to answer these questions. Now, the question here is, a triangle is formed by points minus 2, 0, 2, 8 and 7, 3. Point P, A3, where A belongs to integers, is inside the triangle. Find maximum number of such possible points. 4 choices are given to you. You can always pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Well, let's try to sketch this first, and then we'll understand the strategy to solve. The triangle is formed by the points minus 2, 0, means point could be here, right? So let's call this point A, which is minus 2, 0. Then we have 2, 8. So somewhere on the right side, 2, 8. Let's say this point is 2, 8. Let's call this point B, which is 2, 8. And then we have 7, 3. Well, so I really didn't take so much of margin, right? Okay. So 7 is so think it is not to the scale, okay? So we'll just make a triangle here and say that is 7, 3. Is that clear to you? So we'll use this point as 7, 3. Now the idea here is that we need to figure out points of the form A3. Now 3 is the y value. Means it could be along this line, right? So y equals to 3. We are looking for points which are kind of A3. Do you see that? Inside this triangle, how many maximum could be there? Now clearly, we know our right extreme is at 7, 3, right? So we know this is one of them. We need to now figure out what is the point here. So basically, we want the intersection of line AB with the line y equals to 3. Is that clear to you? So that is a strategy to solve this particular question. So let's find the equation of the line AB first. So the slope of line AB is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which could be written as 8 minus 0 over 2 minus minus 2. So that means this, right? So it is 8 over 4, which is 2. So the equation will be what? So the equation will be y minus, let's write y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1. We'll use this format. So we get y minus, let's use minus 2, it makes it plus, 0, right? Okay, anyway, minus 0 plus 0. M is 2 times x minus x value, that is plus 2, correct? So that becomes our equation. Now we need the point of intersection when y is equal to 3, right? So let's substitute 3 here. So we get 3 equals to 2x plus 4. So that means if I take away 3 minus 4 is 2x, so minus 1 over 2 is x. So this point basically is at, this is kind of at minus half 3. You get the idea. So when we are seeing how many points are inside the triangle, so the points which will have x values which are on the right side of minus 1. So it could be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Number of points clearly are 8. So option C is the right option. Does make sense to you? So that is how we are going to answer this question. I hope you understand and appreciate the concept. Perfect. So this concept can actually help you answer quickly similar questions in tests like SAT. Perfect. The question here is, a triangle is formed by the points minus 2, 4, 1 minus 2 and 3, 4. Point P, 2n, n belongs to integers, is inside the triangle. The possible number of such points can be 1, 2, 3 or 4. You can actually pause the video, answer the question and then look into my suggestions. Now let's try to make a rough sketch of the scenario. We are given the points which are minus 2, 4. So let's say minus 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere there. 1 minus 2, so 1 minus 2, somewhere here. 3, 4, so 1, 2, 3, and then 4 will be at the same level, correct. So we do form a triangle with these 3 points. So approximately it is going to look something like this, right? So let me write down the points which are given to us. They are, let's call this as point A, which is minus 2, 4, right? So this is our A, 1 minus 2, we call this as B, 1 minus 2, and point C as 3, 4. Now, we are saying that point P is 2n. So 2n will be somewhere on this line, correct? Somewhere on this line. Well, this is not the real graph paper, so it's a very approximate, right? So any point here could be written as 2 and n. Now n is integer values for us. So now we need to figure out how many such points will be in between these 2 points. So the idea is clearly to find the point of intersection, and then it's easy for us. So that is the strategy which we are going to use. Now, if you look at the line A to C, now A to C, this particular line is a horizontal line, y value being 4. So I could write this as y equals to 4, correct? This point of intersection is what? At this point, since this vertical line is x equals to 2, right? So we have a line, vertical line, so which is, let's say, which has these points, right? This is at x equals to 2. Now, clearly, the point of intersection between these 2 lines will be 2, 4, correct? So we get one extreme value. This is 2, 4 for us. Is that clear to you? The other one, we need to find this point of intersection. So now, let us consider BC. Now, line BC, let's first find the slope m, which is going to be 4 minus 2, y2 minus y1, divided by x2 minus x1, which is 3 minus 1. So that is 4 plus 2 over 2, and that gives you 6 divided by 2 as 3. So 3 is the slope. So the equation of this line will be what? Well, let's do it on the right side, left side, right? So equation of line BC will be what? Well, the equation will be, we can use the point B, which is 1 minus 2. So we'll use the form y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1, right? So the y value is minus 2, which we are going to use. So y minus 2 makes it plus, equals to m is 3 for us, x minus x value is 1. Now, we're actually interested in this point of intersection, clear, right? So the point of intersection with x equals to 2. So if I substitute here x equals to 2, then what do I get? Let's do this. We get y plus 2 equals to 3 times 2 minus 1, which is 2 minus 1 is 1, so 3. So we get y equals to 3 minus 2, which is 1. So we get this point, which is 2, 1. Is that clear? Now, we have these set of points between 2, 4 and 2, 1. The points could only be, these are the possible integer values. Does it make sense to you? So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4. So the option D is the correct option. Does it make sense to you? So I hope this logic can help you answer such questions in a test like SAT, right? So that could be a very important level 2 difficult question on SAT. So I hope that makes sense. Correct? Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that'll be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.